Welcome into episode 4 of my Fremennik only Ironman series. Before starting off this video, I just want to thank everybody for helping me pass 5,000 and 6,000 subscribers. And before the last video, I was approaching 5k, and then you blew that out of the water and got me all the way past 6k. So thank you very much for that. I did take a few days off. I was on vacation for a while, so that's why this video is coming out a little bit later than I wanted to. I want to try and stick to a 1 week schedule per uploads. So this one's coming in about 10 or 11 days after my latest one. But without further ado, let's hop into episode number 4. Before jumping into episode 4, I did want to go through a quick recap of episode 3. It has been some time, and I did get some requests to make some recaps. So in the last episode, we began by getting our first rune drops from the ice trolls and picking up the archer helm with the money we got from the drops. Following up with that, we found our best agility spot, jumping between rocks just south of the lighthouse for 2 experience per action. And then after that, we ended up getting level 50 woodcutting and 40 fire making. That opened up the cavern underneath the mountain where you can do Olaf's quest. That allows me to kill skeleton Fremenniks, which will be one of my best sources of getting chaos and air runes going forward, which is going to be important to get level 65 magic for lunar diplomacy. And then we finished off that episode by getting level 25 crafting, slowly working our way to our crafting grind of getting level 43 for the yak hide armor. And then furthermore, we do need to get it all the way up to level 61 for the lunar diplomacy quest. I saw some comments in my last video that told me to come to Blast Furnace and try pedaling to get my agility up. Unfortunately, it does require level 30, so I do have to stay at the stepping stones until then. But after that, I will come back here and see if this is faster experience. Level 22 agility. I'm just using mouse keys, so I'm just set it in one spot and just clicking the keyboard every so often. So I'm not getting the full XP I can get, but 3k experience an hour, not very click intensive. It's not too bad. 23 agility. Level 24. And there we have level 25. And we also picked up an XP lamp, so we're going to go ahead and throw this onto Slayer, and that will give us 65 experience. So 2 more lamps or combination of that or XP books will get me up to level 2. Level 26 agility. I decided to just click as quickly as possible and get my XP rate up a little bit more. I think I'm going to pause there and go back and finish up my 54 fletching grind for the Mithril crossbow. And then after that, I should come back here and get to level 30, and then we can head to Blast Furnace and see what the XP rates are like on that pedal machine. First level coming in here, level 57 woodcutting. And there we have level 53 fletching, 1 more level to go. Just picked up the second genie random of the day, so with this, that will give me 10 more Slayer experience and put me just 8 experience away, so 1 more XP random to go. Coming in with level 58 woodcutting. And there we have level 54 fletching. Now I just need to go to the east and kill a bear to get a crossbow string, and then I can go to Keldegrim to get the rest of the parts to make the myth crossbow. All I have to do is combine these 3 parts to get the myth crossbow, and the myth crossbow itself gives a plus 66 range attack bonus. That matched with the iron bolts is going to allow me to hit maybe 9s or 10s, so it's going to be very useful against the Dagonoth Mother for the Horror from the Deep quest. And then lastly, after this, level 61 fletching is going to be my next milestone to make the Addy crossbow, and then the rune crossbow is a long way away. I just want to give a quick shout out to Just Dean and Reaper Joe. They found me in game and gifted me a bond each. It's not expected at all, but I very much appreciate it, guys, so thank you very much. And there we have level 27 agility. These are taking about 20 to 25 minutes now per level, but I am closing on level 30, and maybe I can get higher XP rates once I hit that. But let's keep going. Level 28. And there is level 29. Here we are with the last couple of jumps. That's going to get me to level 30, so that's going to open up the Blast Furnace agility method by using the pedal machine on the Blast Furnace. I'm not quite sure how good it is, so I'm going to go test it out. I've never actually done it, so I'm not really sure what to expect. So as I first started this, I thought everything was going well. I was getting XP rates close to 4,000 to 5,000, upwards of 6,000 if I had full energy, but that's just the thing. I didn't realize it ticks down your run energy as well, which I guess makes sense because if not, then it would be an endless method that you could literally just sit there and do all the time. So if I do allow it to use all of my run energy, I get about 269 experience from 100 down to 0. It's good if I'm AFK, but if I want to get it done as fast as possible, unfortunately, I would have to go back to the rocks for better XP. But it is a nice change of pace though. So the current plan is going to be mining iron outside of Keldegrim, and then I will either minigames teleport back to Blast Furnace, or I will just walk back, and then once I walk back I'll have over 100, or I'll have 100 run energy, and then I can do the agility for a little bit, deplete my run energy, and then come back and mine some more iron. I'm doing the iron because I need some iron bolts for the Myth crossbow. So just like that, I'll complete the inventory, and then with the minigames teleport to Blast Furnace, I can then just go there, run a little bit on the pedals, and then we'll kind of just keep doing that in a loop. Then maybe like every 2 or 3 runs I can teleport back instead of having to walk back. So I don't think it'd be too bad. I'll probably just do it for a level or 2 for agility, and then we'll go from there. Something odd that I found out, it looks like the Gravedigger random event minigame here is on the same tile as the Blast Furnace, so it's kind of similar to the Underground Pass where they have the Mime event also in there as well, so it's something new you learn every day. Well, my training for the Tour de RuneScape is now done for now. Level 31 agility just came in. I picked up about 1100 experience in about 50 minutes, so it's just so much faster if I just jump between the 2 rocks by the lighthouse. I get about close to 3,000. If I really try, I can get up to about 3,500. So I'll most likely just finish up there. I did get over 100 iron ore, so that should give me enough bolts after I smelt all the bars. So after I smelt the bars, I think I'm going to go back and finish up the agility at the lighthouse. Ended up making 640 iron bolts from those bars. We got from level 15 to 23 mining, 22 to 25 smithing, and then just a bit of fletching experience. I'm gonna go try these out a little bit later on at the trolls before I try them at the Dagonoth Mother when I do Horror from the Deep, but I think it's time to go back and jump some rocks. Got a quick maze random event right before I started my agility training. Hopefully we get some chaos runes and we get 9 gnats, some coins, and some myths. So not what I wanted, but I guess I'll take the nature runes. There we have 32 agility, 3 levels to go. Level 33. So instead of mining the iron ore, I decided to cook the fish in my bank. I still have thousands of them. Just about 1,000 tuna and about 6,000 swordfish left. But I'm going to go ahead and just cook these right outside of the blast furnace. Once I get my run energy up to 100, I will then use the pedals to get 269 more experience and then rinse and repeat. Level 34 agility coming in there. I found this to be a lot more relaxing. I can actually log in on mobile and just let my energy restore back to 100. And then click the pedals, and then I will get my 269 experience, and then I can just kind of do that over and over. I decided that that's going to be the most relaxing way to get level 35. I really don't want to go back and do the mouse keys on the skipping rocks. So it turns out there was an easy way for me to get this last level. I actually finished getting this level at work. I was just AFK on mobile, so I would just log in, let my run energy get all the way up to 100, and then just hop on this. So it's very AFK if you don't really have any time to pay attention to the screen. So I got the whole level while I was at work today, and I finally finished it up here, level 35 agility. So the only thing left to do now is to do the bar crawl minigame. That's the last requirement for Horror from the Deep, and then we will go ahead and get started on that quest. I've got numerous requests to open up a CC, so I decided to open up my CC. Go ahead and join in if you feel like joining a new CC. Solo Fermi is going to be it. If you're not a restricted account, if you just want to join just for the fun, that's fine too. There's not really any restrictions or anything on it. I usually hang out in World 492. I've gotten that question a few times as well, so feel free to hop into that world too if you'd like to. But anyways, that CC will be up and running going forward. Alright, and there is the completion of the bar crawl minigame. That's my last requirement before starting Horror from the Deep. I did grab 2 planks from right up here, right outside the training ground, so I went ahead, got those, and I'm going to go ahead and start the quest now. Just picked up another XP random, so with this random event, I will put it on Slayer, and that's going to give me 15 experience and level 2 Slayer. So 8 more levels until level 10, and I can kill cave crawlers in the Relica Slayer dungeon. So I attempted to kill the Dagonoth Mother at level 48 range, and it was just taking too long and I ran out of food. So I decided to get my range up to level 50, coming in here. So with level 50 range, it's actually going to give me 700 total level as well. And then I'm also going to buy some iron ore from the shop and get level 33 smithing, and that will allow me to make steel bolts. So hopefully with the increased range level and then the upgrade in bolts, I'll be able to get more DPS on the Dagonoth Mother. And there we have level 33 smithing. I spent most of my cash stack on iron ore, but that's going to give me enough to make steel crossbow bolts. So I have 25 bars in the bank, so I can get 250 bolts, and that should be plenty for the Dagonoth Mother. This will be my setup for the Dagonoth Mother. I tried to bring a melee switch last time with a rune longsword, but it just wasn't hitting at all when I tried to do it, so I decided that by getting the increase in the steel bolts from plus 46 to plus 64, I think this should give me enough DPS even though I'm only going to be killing it on one of the 6 phases. But let's go ahead and give it a shot. So if you look down at the bottom of the screen at the timer, it says 43 minutes. That is an accurate amount of time that I've taken to kill this boss. If you look at my health, I'm at 15, and I actually got hit an 8, and then I chanced myself in my hardcore status by taking another hit. I didn't really realize it. I was 43 minutes into the kill out of food, and now I have 7 HP. Now the smart person would just tally out at this point, but I actually let my hit points recharge up to about 10, and then I tried it again, and I ended up getting knocked down to 2, so I did have to tally out. And then when I tallied out, I actually still had my prayer on, so it ran all the way down to 2 prayer points. So that's going to lead us into our next attempt. This will be my gear setup for the Dagonoth Mother. I decided to add the rune longsword for this trip. Waiting every 6 phases is really time consuming. It took me like 40 minutes just to run out of food and not kill the Dagonoth Mother, so I will try this method. The first time I tried it, I did take a lot more damage though, so hopefully this full inventory of swordfish will do. I really don't want to go back through another inventory and try again after this. Just a few more hits that I need to get in here. This run has gone a lot more smooth than the last run did. I have plenty of food. The melee actually hit a couple times, and I think that's it. Okay, so I think one more. That XP drop should do it. And there we go, the Dagonoth Mother is killed, and Horror from the Deep is completed. This is a very important quest, like I mentioned in the earlier part of this video and the last video. That experience is going to give me all the way up to level 20 magic. So that's going to open up the Wind Bolt spell, so I can now use the Chaos Runes from the skeleton Fremenniks that I was killing in the last episode, and that's going to be one of my best sources of training magic going forward. I will now have to devote a lot of time to killing the skeleton Fremenniks, but it is all going to be worth it once I hit level 65 to do Lunar Diplomacy, and that opens up so much more content for me. One interesting thing about the lighthouse is on the 2nd floor you have the lighthouse store, and it sells Greenman Ales, which gives you a +1 herb boost. Dwarven Stout gives you a +1 mining and smithing boost, and then the Wizard's Mine Bomb is going to give you +2 boost, I think up to level 50, and then after 50 it gives you a +3. Which is going to be very important, especially once I do unlock the Lunar Spellbook, and I need to do things like plank make and things like that. Using this is going to save me a lot of runes in the long run. I decided to grab the Gethix book as it kind of matches the gloves, the boots, and the cape. It gives a +5 prayer boost, which is going to be pretty important later on. I don't know if I'm really going to be able to use this when I go to the DKs. But it's always good if I am doing anything that's relatable that I need prayer for. But as you can see in the upper right hand corner, I'm sitting at 0 prayer. There's no way for me to restore that unless I had an altar in my house. So along with the magic grind, I'll also need to get a house going. but I can't really get the house going until I reach level 40 magic and do teleport to house, so I can train it efficiently. But after that, there's really no way to get oak planks until I can either hunt them through implings or I use the plank make spell on the lunar spellbook. So it's a long way away until I can even restore my prayer, and then that'll put the DKs on hold until then, but I will go into more detail in my next video about how I plan on getting all these things going. Alright, that's going to do it for episode 4 of my Fremennik only Ironman series. Again, thank you very much for all of your patience in waiting for this video to come out. It did come out a couple days later than I wanted it to, but I hope to get back on a weekly upload schedule going forward, so expect episode 5 no later than a week after this video posts. Again, thanks for all the support recently. I've started this series with about 2,500 subscribers and now I'm over 6K. I did not see this coming at all. The videos are getting just so much more views than the Desert Only series did, so I guess I'm doing something right with these videos. So keep showing support, and thanks again. And if you haven't already subscribed to the series and you're enjoying it, feel free to. 2/3 of people who are watching my videos aren't subscribed, so that would help me out tremendously and help me on this climb of closing in on 10K subscribers.